If your freight shaker, Freightliner, Cascadia has a DD15, chances are you're going to run into a ton of issues, and this video is for you, and you may want to stay to the end because this will help you get prepared for the most garbage engine ever made. Well, this engine is not 100% garbage. It's better than Paccar or the Maxxforce, but at the same time, the Detroit DD15 is one of the worst engines ever made by Detroit. I'd choose the DD16 over the DD15 simply because it has more power. DD15 is very garbage. It's not a real Detroit engine. It's a Mercedes and Detroit merger. Now, not in any particular order, the number one issue for this Detroit DD15 motor will be DEF. Yes, not DPF, DEF related issues, which include NOx sensors. In 1 year, if you have warranty, you could be spending hours at the dealership for this specific thing called DEF and NOx sensors. I was at the dealership 8 or 9 times in 1 year when I was running over the road on this truck. It is a terrible engine. It's always, and I mean always, breaking down on DEF, more than any other engine out there. The only preventive maintenance I got to avoid this issue is change your DEF filter, because DEF does have a filter. Change your DEF filter, put good quality DEF, and change your NOx sensors, I would say about every 50,000 miles. Issue number 2, common issue number 2 for this Detroit DD15 series motor is coolant leaks, and especially on the left side of the engine. As you've seen in the picture here, you can't really tell, but there is a plastic coolant line instead of metal or rubber that cracks and can cause a severe leak if not taken care of properly. This kind of service costs about $300 to replace if it's not under warranty or recall, but this is a common issue. You can leave you stranded. So either go buy yourself a metal coolant line or have one in spare and handy just in case you do break down and that's your actual coolant leak. It happened to me, it happened to one of my buddies. Yes, those coolant lines do break, and it's a very common issue on these Detroit DD15. Number 3 most common issue on the Detroit DD15 will be your radiator. Yes, at around 400,000 miles, your radiator will go out. So be prepared to spend a couple grand in radiator repairs, because that's what my boss had to do when I was running a Freightliner Cascadia in the DD15. At around 400-something thousand miles, the radiator went out, and I was stranded out in freezing weather in Connecticut with my wife. So this is a couple grand repair job. Be ready to get a radiator, because we get Chinese parts now and radiators don't last as long as they used to. This one's kind of unavoidable. A lot of Freightliners do have radiators going out prematurely. And honorable mentions, I got 2. First honorable mention is oil leaks, bad gaskets around the whole engine. And second honorable mention is I've heard around 400,000 miles you need to do a rebuild on these engines because the coolant starts mixing with the oil somewhere and your head gasket, I guess, goes or whatnot. Anyway, you need to do a engine rebuild. You let me know if you had this issue with the Detroit DD15. Did you have oil or coolant mixing together at 400,000 miles? Because that seems to be the common trend going on with these engines, is a premature rebuild need to be done. But that's why it's an honorable mention, because it's not the top issues that I've been hearing around with other drivers. In my recommendation, don't buy the Detroit DD15. Go with the Cummins and stay away from the new Freightliners. Not canceled. Guys, I'm Eddie B. 2004 turn right. Okay, this particular package, driving a temp in the 6 Series.